Hey Aries, Amber here at Symbols for Living. Welcome to your July to August. How does he or she feel about me spread? Um, as I said, thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate you watching. If you really like the video, please like, share and subscribe. Really appreciate it. So yeah, I'll go ahead and begin. Alright, so at the center of the reading, we've got how your partner feels about you. So your partner feels that they're feeling quite ruthless with the Five of Swords here, and this is about destiny. So it's almost like they're taking destiny into their own hands. They're not waiting around to kind of let destiny happen on its own. It's like they're determined to have something work out how they want it to work out. So they're kind of pushing the wheel forward. Maybe because they recognize that there is an opportunity here for you both to progress. And maybe they feel like they need to do maybe underhanded things, or things behind your back even, or really cunning things to get you to kind of move forward. So maybe you've been a bit non-committal, maybe you've been stalling a little bit for whatever reason, especially with the Hanged Man here. The overall energy is that your partner maybe feels like they're waiting, and in their waiting they're having to really do a lot of self-reflection and wonder, ask themselves, why they're even doing this in the first place. And it's a lot of self-reflection going to be going on with the Hanged Man. However, it's almost like with the Hanged Man, they don't have a choice but to wait. So I feel like your partner feels bound by the circumstances and feels like it's a necessary kind of, it's a process that they have to go through with you in terms of waiting, that they're not really happy to do, but they understand that they have to do it. But it looks like here they're kind of feeling a bit insecure about that situation. They're not feeling very positive about it, so therefore they're moving it forcibly into a positive direction. So, the Five of Swords isn't always a totally 100% bad card sometimes. Sometimes we do need to think about our own interests. And sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes you have to, sometimes playing the fool to catch wise is also can be symbolized by the Five of Swords. It's like you're doing something that may be underhand, or omitting the truth, or doing something a bit shady that gives you the upper hand. So it's on a spectrum. It can be totally terrible where someone is just really deliberately, outrightly telling you a huge lie to get what they want. So it could be that, but with all the other cards being so positive, I don't feel it's very negative, especially with the Wheel of Fortune being next to it. I feel like your partner just really wants to move things forward, and they're going to do anything that they need to get that to happen. So I don't know if you've been stalling them. The advice to you is to go ahead and enjoy family life. You are being encouraged here to bond, to connect with your partner, and to create a family life with the Four of Wands. It's about family and close connections with family and friends and community. It's very much about home and happiness at home as well. So it's like you're being encouraged to go ahead and kind of make a commitment, I think, in some way, because this is a 4. The 4 is not, a 3 where you're waiting, or a 5 where there's change. 4 is very stable. So it's like you're being asked to bring in some stability into your relationship from your end, and kind of be enthusiastic about that as well. This might be a case of introducing your partner to family and friends, really bringing them and including them into your closer circle. So kind of taking the relationship to that next step. The cards are encouraging you to do this. Your partner currently thinks, this is the thinking position, they're thinking that, I think they want to create a family with you, with the Emperor card and the Six of Cups. They want this very much speaks about family, children, bloodlines, and things like that. So your partner is really thinking ahead, and that's also what the Hanged Man could be about as well. They could really take in that time to sit back and, you know, will use this time of waiting to really reflect on their future and what they want. And I think they're really certain that they want you by the looks of it. It doesn't look like they're in any sort of confusion. There's a lot of kind of stable, determined cards here. So, especially with the Chariot card and the the King of Pentacles here, in what their intentions are. I mean, sorry to jump ahead, but it looks as if you're still not quite sure about the offer. And you are being asked to, I mean, with the Four of Cups, you are being asked to really consider the offer. The offer seems to be pretty good. Maybe there's some fears around the offer because of past experience, especially with the Queen of Swords in the past. You know, yeah, I think there's some sort of like a small conflict between you two. There's maybe not enough talking, not enough communication going on here between you guys. It may be a bit strained. Maybe there's a lack of understanding between you two. So, yeah, I think communication would help. Again, with this bonding coming together. And that does talk about trust and opening up a little, you know, a little bit to your partner and really letting them into your heart space. You know, the things that are connected to your heart. It looks like you just don't see this as something you want to do. It could be that, you know, your partner wants to get married and you're like, I'm not too sure. Like, I appreciate that you want to have this family and you want to kind of move things forward and you're feeling really good about things. And you see me as like husband material. The reason why I say husband material is because we've got the King of Pentacles here. And then we've got the King of Rods as well. So, and then we've got the Emperor card. So it's like, I don't know if this is for a male watching, but your partner, I think they see you as marriage material. That's one way that this reading could be interpreted. And they're quite patiently waiting, you know, for you to come round to the idea. Or if it's not marriage material, they see you as like a long-term partner. They want to like have an established relationship with you. And they're really thinking about family, creating memories, like being more sentimental, getting more closer. Again, this very much ties into the Four of Wands, where it's talking about family and emotions around family ties, children, raising children, and basically creating good memories. This is about memories. And the Emperor card is about family, bloodlines, and stability. So your partner is very much focused on gaining this stability. And with the Judgment card here, it says that you may need to let go of some things. You know, you may need to, maybe in your mind, you know, you're still holding on to a lot of the past. I did pick up on a fear, especially with the Four of Cups, like this hesitancy to want to really take what's on offer. You may have a certain ideal, you may have certain hang-ups about relationships, certain things that have been done to you that you may feel is unforgivable, you know, being really hurt in the past, being really let down. And it might not even be a past relationship, it could just be generally, you know, maybe through friends or family, you know, that have let you down and have caused maybe sort of trust issues within you. But the advice here is to let that go. Whatever it is that is holding you back, you need to let it go, because the Wheel of Fortune also talks about, you know, new beginnings in a way, like new paths being opened up, destiny coming in, and making that difference in changing our path or putting us on our path. So I think with these cards, I would say that you need to let go and move forward. Yeah. So it talks a little bit about what the intentions are. With the Chariot card here, your partner sees the obstacles. You know, with the Chariot card, they see the obstacles. they recognize that there's actual hard work to do. This isn't just about emotions. They're trying to be. They're quite grown up about this. They're being very practical, and they recognize that, you know, in order to really gain this kind of family vibe, because this is also ruled by Cancer. So again, we've got another family card here. So in order to kind of create this family vibe, create this family environment or connection or situation with you, they recognize that they're going to have to kind of get out of their emotions a little bit and really kind of work at it. They may be willing to, they may recognize that they need to gain more financially, they need to be more financially stable themselves. This could be what they feel they need to work on. I mean, in terms of their intentions, they're intending to kind of go full steam ahead. They're not really taking no for an answer with the Chariot card. They're quite determined, and that's really reiterated by the Five of Swords here. They're making their destiny happen. They're turning that wheel themselves. They're not really waiting around for anyone else to make a decision. It's like they know they want you, and that's it. They're decided. They're quite clear on that, especially with the Queen of Swords here as well. Again, that does confirm that there is a certain amount of clarity and decision that's been made in the recent past by your partner about the Ten of Coins. So the Two of Cups. So the reading is quite clear. It's definitely, if not very clear, but it's definitely making a point about family and creating a family and stability, laying foundations, bloodlines, you know, setting setting the relationship, establishing the relationship, and you're being encouraged to do that. And I think what it is that you're holding back because of past hurts. I don't know if this music is too loud. I wonder if it is. I'll turn it down just in case. But yeah, definitely some clarity was sought. Your partner in the past, like your partner is probably an air sign, probably an Aquarius, Gemini or Libra person, and they're very clever, they're very smart, they know how to get what they want, they know how to be very businesslike, how to get out of their emotions and to get things done. And they're kind of using that approach with you, and that might be why you're like, hey, hang on, like, slow down, Hanged Man, Four of Cups, you know, I need to, and that's why, and I think it's because, as I said, you have to kind of go through a process yourself to get yourself mentally and emotionally in that state of trusting and being open to this relationship. So there's a bit of hesitancy on your part. However, in the past, I feel that you really did, you know, you knew this person was someone special, and you felt a true connection with them, and you do see a future with them, and you do like them, and you don't want to let them go, you know. So that's clear that there was a definite, very positive beginning to the relationship, or maybe in the near past, maybe beginning of July, June. You know, there was clarity brought in. Maybe you guys had a discussion about your future, you know, and your partner is, and you were both on the same page here with the Two of Cups. Like, yeah, this is what we both want. We both want to take the relationship to the next level. But maybe you want to take it to the level, but you're just a little bit unsure. You know, you just need I think you just need a little bit more time to really, really be completely sure about this next step. I think you want to do it right. That might be it as well. You don't want to kind of do it hastily. You want to plan it and do it the right way. And just thought I'd pick up some cards from the bottom of the deck. So we had the Hanged Man, followed by the Nine of Cups. So This does talk about emotional bliss, emotional contentment, but more so control over your own emotions. And not really, I wouldn't even say control, but being able to really manage your own emotions, being on top of your emotions, and doing it kind of all by yourself. So this would be like, you know, the Judgment card. This would be you getting through this emotional block that you might have. But with the Knight of Pentacles here, it says that you will be taking your time. You know, you are working through these emotional blocks, and you will get there, most definitely. But I think you recognize that this emotional block has got nothing to do with your partner, and it's got everything to do with you. You know, so you may need to get a new perspective on this as well. You may need to really take some time out, you know, do the Hanged Man, do some self-reflection. Try and see things from a different perspective. So you may already have quite a decided idea about what relationships are, or what relationships are going to be like, or, you know, what to expect. And the Hanged Man is saying, and the Judgment card is saying, you need to let go of a lot of that and have a fresh perspective, you know. And then maybe your partner sees that you're a bit stuck, you know, and she or he is like, you just need to move forward. I can see we've got something really good going. We've got a great future ahead of us. So can we just move forward? And you're like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'll wait for a bit and figure things out. But, I mean, with the Four of Cups, you're always being told here that there is a gift being offered to you that you don't recognise, where you don't recognise its value. You don't really see the cup as half full. Like, you kind of see it as half empty. You're like, there's things missing, and you're criticising it, and you're comparing it to your past. And this is a lot to do with comparing things to your past as well. So it is about letting go for you, Aries, for July to August. And they see you, again, with the King of Pentacles, they see you as a husband type character, as a family man. And I think that's probably what they really like about you. If this is for a woman reading, that a woman inquiring, then it's likely that this man wants to be the man in your life. You know, they want to be this stable, constant support and you know, person in your life, and they want to kind of create a family with you, and they want to take things to the next level. They want a commitment. You know, the Chariot card and the King of Pentacles definitely speaks about commitment and success and determination to make things work. Your partner is quite determined, but they recognize that there are obstacles with the Chariot card. You know, you recognize that there are two opposing forces. So it could be that they recognize that you're really turned the other way. You've got a complete, strongly held idea about something, and which is complete opposite to maybe what they want and what they see. And they know they have to kind of work with you to make it work. And they're not going anywhere. They're looking to be here and stick around and go through that with you. So you need to recognize that what's been offered to you is genuine. It's not what you think it is. It's not as bad as you think it's going to be. It's actually a blessing. So with the Hanged Man here, of course, you know, this is a reading. It is general, so I wouldn't say, you know, rush in. You know, if your instincts and your intuition is telling you to wait, especially with the Hanged Man here, it may be that you need to really get your head around things. Because maybe, you know, rushing into a relationship with all your baggage could actually just cause more problems and reinforce all your negative kind of expectations. But with the outcome here being so positive, I don't see anything bad happening in terms of how your partner is going to be perceiving you or feeling about you. So, you know, by all means, you know, if you feel good about it, I would say, you know, yeah, go for it. At least explore the idea a little bit more. At least maybe test the waters. You know, maybe even ask the right questions to your partner to get the information that you need to know where, you know, where they're at in comparison to maybe where you're at. You know? So, okay. So then we've got the Lovers card and the Knight of Cups. So yeah, your partner definitely likes you a lot. And for them, I think for them, you're like the one, you know, with the Knight of Cups and the Lovers card. You know, this is for them, like, they I mean, if they haven't already told you how they feel, they will be doing so, you know, definitely come August, the middle of August, with the Knight of Cups. This is someone wanting to be brave and take a risk in love, to be very romantic, to kind of throw caution to the wind a little bit and just believe in love, you know, and just let it, you know, seeing where it takes you. The Knight of Cups is quite adventurous when it comes to love. He kind of wants to take a risk. He wants to be romantic and, you know, pull out all the stops and not worry about the consequences necessarily. So your partner is very much, I think, enamored by you and quite caught up in all these lovey-dovey feelings. And again, the Lovers card does talk about commitment as well. So it could be that they really are going to be extending some sort of offer of commitment. This could be marriage. It could be just, I want to be your boyfriend, I want to be a girlfriend, or I want to buy a house, or whatever it is. That's whatever it's going to, you know, it could be that I want to move in. But it's going to solidify the connection, this offer. Sorry, that's my church bells outside. Got a church right next door to me. So hopefully it won't be too much of an interruption. But with the King of Rods here, this is you, Aries. Again, I don't know if this is for a male watching. There's a lot of kind of male messages here. So, I mean, even if this is for a woman as well, I mean, it's general. I haven't asked Spirit to be specific about any gender or anything like that. So it is general. So it could be that with the King of Rods here, you're being asked to be more brave, be more of a leader in this situation. Don't be so hesitant, you know, have some courage, have some confidence about you. And know that you have control still. It's not that, you know, you're moving into this relationship and suddenly you lose all control and it can all go wrong. It's like, no, it's like, remember, you're the King of Rods, okay? Like, you can say no at any time. You can change direction at any time. You can do whatever you want. The King of Rods never does what he's told, like, ever. I think just out of sheer pride and confidence. He just doesn't. He's just not going to. He will most likely make a joke of it and somehow get things his way anyway, because he's very charming, he's very charismatic, he's full of energy, but he can be very warm and very protective as well. So it's a lovely energy, the King of Rods, and I can see probably why your partner really is enamored by you. So yeah, this is about making a choice, and they've definitely made a choice about you. This is such a lovely reading. And your partner, she's, you know, she or he's willing to do anything to get you. So, you know, but it's surrounded by so much positive cards, it's just not negative. And this is just about you learning how to let go, move on, be brave, have more confidence in yourself, you know, and know that you are not kind of giving in to love. You know, you're not falling in love. You're empowered by love, and as I said, you're always in control. So there's no fear, really. And maybe this is the new perspective that you might need to gain as well. Not only a new perspective on relationships, but a perspective on yourself and how you handle yourself in relationships. So I'm going to go ahead now and pull a Wisdom of the Oracle deck card for you. I'm trying to keep these readings short, so forgive me if you feel like I'm rushing. The card pop out, and we've got Treasure Island by the book. We'll pull one more card. Ah, all that glitters. And then one more. We've got Co-Create. Then at the base of the deck, we've got fork in the road. So yeah, you are having to make a decision. The fork in the road is similar to the Two of Swords, or even the Hanged Man, and maybe the Lover's card, where it talks about making a decision or being at a place in your life where, you know, your destiny could change after the decision that you make. Again, related to the Wheel of Fortune even. But, you know, it's also a 13, you know, card. The number 13 represents death and renewal. So, you know, this really is about letting go and moving forward with things. So, okay, so we had Treasure Island come out first. It is a number 9 card, again, which talks about renewal or the ending of things for new beginnings or reaching some sort of completion. So yeah, again, it's people talking about letting go and kind of searching for, you know, usually the Treasure Island, that's a bit of a search, isn't there? There's like a map and you're trying to find where X marks the spot, you know. And this may be about you letting go and really trying to do that, trying to now find your treasure and maybe not kind of feeling as if, you know, there's no treasure to be found. By the book, this will talk about commitment. Usually this relates to traditional relationships. Like, it reminds me of the Hierophant card by the book. And also the Justice card, as it is number 11. But it is saying here that, yeah, you know, and there's even like a little tribe of, you know, could be a father, mother, and child, you know, potentially. Could be. So it is saying that you might need to come to your traditional values. You might need to kind of fall back on them in some way, or you might need to bring that kind of energy into your relationship. You know, by the book, bringing your relationship into a more traditional kind of energy. All that glitters. I would say that you know, all that glitters is not gold. And that's what this card really is saying, that, yeah, and I think that's probably what the Chariot card is talking about here, where it's like, and also with this kind of very lovey-dovey feeling, it could be a kind of warning to kind of try to be a bit more grounded, always gain a clear perspective on things, even when things are getting really mushy and really lovely and all of that. Try and remain grounded, know that there is work to do. You know, your partner recognises that there is work to do. And that, you know, it could be a very lovely relationship, and just because, you know, it doesn't glitter necessarily, or doesn't, you know, maybe this Four of Cups is like, you could be feeling like this just isn't enough, it doesn't really kind of get me, it doesn't make me feel excited like how my past relationships did, or whatever. But it's saying to you that, you know, maybe all the things that glittered in the past have turned out not to be true gold, and that needs to be recognized here, that you know, true success and happiness comes through hard work, basically. So yeah, and then we've got co-create, which again talks about you two coming together, and that recognizing that, you know, it's not a one-sided thing, it's both of you here. So you know, especially when your partner seems to be quite pushing the agenda, kind of pushing things in a particular direction. King of Rods here, you know, he is a co-creator. He doesn't let things be created for him. So it could be for that as well, especially as it's a 40, a number 4 card. And then we've got the Emperor card here, which is also a number 4, which relates a lot to the King of Rods. I feel Spirit is saying that, you know, you are a co-creator. You have to recognise any part that you've played in any past relationships for once. It's about taking responsibility for your actions in any past situations and any future situations in your relationship. And also recognising as well that you have a part to play, yeah, in this relationship too. So it's not like this person has the upper hand all the time and is overbearing. If they are being overbearing with the Five of Swords, you have the power to create whatever you want. You know, Five of Swords compares nothing to the King of Rods. So just remember that you have the power to change your destiny too, and to get what you want out of the relationship as well, and also to steer it in the direction that you want it to make you feel comfortable. Okay, so that's the end of the reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too long. I tried to be quick. As I said, if you enjoyed it, please do like, share and subscribe. Sharing is my favourite, by the way. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in August. I apologise for it being a bit late this month. But I hope that you got something out of it nevertheless. Okay, take care and bye-bye.